dollar index daily chart, you can see price going up and up. It has been many days, but dollar does not want to stop. Technically, it is highly overbought, but still it is going up and up. If you see daily chart more closely, then we have this trend line which has been tested 4 times. If retest again, that will be fifth retest. This is your dynamic resistance. Here we don't have clear static resistance, only trend line as dynamic resistance. So if goes up more overbought, then on trend line retest you can sell dollar. And this is last week before election and Fed interest rate decision. All the data, big one, GDP, that will used for definition of recession, NFP, all of those will come this week. PCE, which is already going up, but problem is last week before election, and I don't think all of those indicators this week are more important than election result. So this is reserve currency. So entire world, all investors will be watching result and they will make decision. But I think price will not break out this trend line. If retest, you can sell dollar. But if you watch this trend line closely, then there is a gap between Friday closing and trend line. While if you see Euro USD weekly chart, then we have trend line and this is testing 4th time. So dollar index trend line is still gap. What Euro USD weekly trend line it is testing. So last week tried but failed to break out and trading with bullish bias. If trend line breakout, then that will be fake breakout, because it is possible in next 2 weeks because of big economic data this week, then election result next week. But trendline breakout can be fake because technically we are already oversold on Euro USD, plus we have strong trend line. So you can see all of those red candlestick on weekly chart. Now they are stopping near trend line. Now similar thing with GBP USD H4 chart. You can see support zone breakout last week. Price is trading below support zone. So if dollar index reverse, Euro USD fly up below trend line on weekly, then this pair can also go up. That means above support zone. So wait for closing our support zone on retracement. You can buy, but upside target first will be 325. Now if you see USD JPY weekly chart, finally we are there. Left shoulder, head and right shoulder. If price failed to fly off 152, then this is final step right shoulder and price can go back to long term 140 level. Because if you see this pair, Fed will cut and BOJ they will hike. So bond market difference will surely decrease. Yield are flying right now near 4%, but don't worry, they will go back to 2%. That means below 3%. So this pair has to go down. So you have to watch carefully what BOJ do this week. So if there is secret plan from Fed and BOJ, then they will try protecting this area once again. So there is a fifth retracement 61% near that level, static horizontal resistance level and possible chart pattern. So you can start trading with bearish bias on this area. So above 152 is selling opportunity. Now if you see USD CAD weekly time frame, you can see price testing upper range of this weekly chart. You can see a big static horizontal resistance level. How many times price tested in last 2 years, each time fail. And before it break out, fly out range. Dollar index already highly overbought and market will begin pricing again for Fed rate cut. and yield will go down from 4% towards 2%. But clarity will come after election and you have to wait 2 weeks. So trade carefully this range breakout or not. If failed again, then price will go back to retest of trend line. Now if you see USD CHF daily chart, then this area 87 big static horizontal resistance level. So we are bearish on dollar. So if you see perfect technical setup, then you can trade with bearish bias. Now Bitcoin daily chart price testing this big trend line, trying, not breaking, not failing from that area, and after election they will announce when they will stop QT. That is good for gold and Bitcoin. But until QE start, Bitcoin will not go up. So before this thing happen, they announce end QT and expectation for next QE. We have news they are going after Tether, USDT. I don't think without US support, direct or indirect, these crypto system can work. But this is various news. So until next QE start, Bitcoin will stay down, and I am saying again, if trendline breakout, that will be fake breakout. And if failed, then it will return back to 52k area. Silver weekly time frame, first on 100% projection, then 38% projection. Now last week you saw price showing rejection on 61% projection for WXY wave projection target. Now it is highly overbought, and last week there was so many speech from hedge fund, current and old FOMC member. Just a nice reminder from Fed speech. He was there in IMF meeting, always goes there. So they are making decision. But information is now exclusive to rich people. And ordinary people will get that information in December. You can say that will be last FOMC meeting where Biden can force Powell to set interest rate if Trump is next president. So I have a separate Telegram channel just dedicated to Fed FOMC alert. I was expecting a emergency type meeting from FOMC member, and one by one the last week so many speeches and so many big player, it's feel like panic that nobody want to wait for election result or November FOMC meeting or Biden or Powell to officially change their monetary policy or tone. I think they have already moved because they cannot cut interest rate when everything is trading at all-time high or multi-year high. They have to find way do hawkish cut or do tightening with real rate. Funny thing, you can see 30-year US Treasury yield. It is trading above 4%. This is totally wrong. On 30-year yield, you cannot go about 4%. This is wrong. So right now market is not pricing for aggressive cut after election next year 2025. So this is the right time. If you can manage risk 1 week before election and election week, then time will come this yield will be trading below 3%. GDX daily chart, you can see price testing big resistance area horizontal, big reversal last week, WXY fib projection from $42. So two resistance zone, inlet wave projection and static resistance, and you are seeing rejection last week. You can see price tried to break out upper trend line. It was fake breakout and now big reversal and again below trend line. Compared to gold, still trading near all-time high. If you see Friday closing, maybe because of new war news, but this time GDX is going down. This yellow trend line will be first dynamic support level. If you see Newmont stock, this was very popular last week. you can see big reversal from resistance area for 53, tested many times as support, recently again as resistance, two tail on monthly candlestick and big reversal. So if hard landing coming after election, then this is first sign on chart. Newmont stock last week is only thing which is saying that something is coming after election. Somebody is pricing for hard landing. You can see last week candlestick, big red, total market crash. So if new high does not come, only retracement and it stay down, then you can say precious metal trade, inflation trade over. Otherwise, to return back to 60 area and make new high, I think gold need to go $3,000. But this chart, if you see gold chart, then almost impossible to say, but this chart is saying there is a reversal. And these must be insiders who are selling before election. Either they knew about November FOMC meeting, what they will say in speech, and their interest rate projection after election, first one, the last one which Biden can influence, or what will be first fiscal policy after election. So you can see daily chart, price tested upper trend line, then goes down and lower trend line also break out. So if goes up for correction, 53 will be big resistance, but technically it looks like a reversal, game over. US oil weekly chart, you can see trend line breakout, retest, trying to make new lower low, but recession hard landing. Just wait for election, everything will start showing recession. I don't think this week before election GDP and NFP will start recession panic. If you see weekly chart, then price is sideways, not breaking to upside. Slowly it break out this support level and goes down, then you can say it begin. But everyone is secretly waiting for election result. Then everyone will have permission to start selling stock market. And people who sold Newmont stock last week, maybe they are insider, they knew what's coming. So GDP, NFP are big economic indicator, but I think because of election politics, these indicators have any value this week. So we are in fourth quarter, and you have seen how Biden did magical thing 2 year and 1 year before election to skip recession and create economic boom. Right now we are in fourth quarter, nothing happening because they already did in September month. And now there is only one thing, Santa Claus rally. If both things does not happen in fourth quarter, this is your first red candlestick, and slowly it will go back to this lower trend line of expanding triangle chart pattern. So back to dollar index weekly chart, price is not testing trend line. There is a big gap between Friday closing and trend line. Euro USD perfectly testing trend line on weekly chart. USD JPY perfectly making final step of head and shoulder chart pattern and technical resistance. And your Newmont stock, these are few pair which are giving clear signal. Just one more week, this is last one, after that everything will be clear. Let's see when market shift from soft landing narrative to hard landing narrative.